Hello folks, a dash cam review for you today, but this is a bit of a different one. This is an AI dash cam. It's called the EYES and it's from Akeeyo and it's called a Bionic AI Dashcam. We're going to do a little unboxing in a second, but the AI thing comes in because it's got lots of driver assistance and safety things that are prevalent in brand new cars, but not so much in slightly older cars. Now you can have those on or off. You can have them making a sound or not making a sound. They can just do visual alerts and things like that. But it's things like fatigue alerts for the driver, lane departure warning, pedestrian assist. So if a pedestrian walks across the front of the car, it will make you aware so that hopefully you don't run anyone over. Rear collision assist. So if something's really close to the back of the car, it will pick all that up for you. Lots of useful stuff like that. It's also got two lenses, so let's have a look at that during the unboxing. The idea there is you've got one wide angle lens and one telephoto lens, so that you can get really good detail from that telephoto, but the wide angle still delivers a really nice field of view, so you can get as much information and data in as possible, but that telephoto will give you the detail for things like registration plates. Now it's a bit of a mucky day outside today, a bit grey and dull. So for the actual test footage, I'm going to go out now, kind of this afternoon, as soon as I've done the unboxing, and get some footage of that. And then we're also going to do some footage at night, so we can see how it performs in the dark and see how much glare and stuff you get from it. The lenses in this are very good. They're Sony Starvis 2 lenses, and the rear camera has got 154 degree viewing angle, so that's quite wide for a rear camera. Okay, so let's start the unboxing. First thing to show you is there is a hard wiring kit here, so if you're that way inclined and you want to keep all your cabling as tucked away and discreet as possible, it does come with a proper hard wiring kit. I would strongly suggest you get someone that knows what they're doing to do this. It's not the most complex thing in the world, but if you get it wrong, you could set fire to your car. So get that done properly, folks. But the hard wiring kit is there should you want it. Okay, we've then got a couple of boxes within this box. You actually get some electrostatic film for mounting on your windscreen before you mount this. So that should make life a bit easier if you ever want to remove it, because this 3M sticky stuff that they use on these things is very, very solid. And it does a great job of keeping the camera nice and firm and in place, but it can be quite difficult to get off when the time comes. So there we go. You can immediately see we've got the two lenses at the front. So that is your telephoto lens and your wide angle lens. On the back, you've got a 4-inch screen or a 3.99-inch screen, which all looks nice. That is a full touch screen. There's a button on the side here for if anything happens, say you're involved in an accident and you want to store that information, you just hit that button and it will store it for you. And we've got, I guess, a power button on the side here. So that all looks quite nice. You can see the power goes into the unit there. I'm going to be using a 12-volt plug because I'm just doing this as a temporary fix in my car. But if you're doing this permanently, that's where your hard wiring kit would mount into the actual device. The cabling would then go up into the headliner and around the trim of the car. So it should give you a really nice, neat fix. In here, I dare say, we've got the 12-volt connector and some other bits of loveliness. We've got a couple of little adapters there if you want to mount it in a different way. There is a USB-A to USB-C cable and another USB-A to USB-C cable. Some more sticky pads, and finally, you've guessed it, the 12-volt USB adapter for your cigarette lighter in the car. So that's all good. We've then got the rear camera in this box. Actually, no, we don't. We've got the power cable. So this is obviously a USB-C extension cable, and the camera, I'm assuming, will be in this box. And there we go. So this is the USB cable that's connected to the rear view camera. There's another sticky pad for that rear view camera. There is the camera itself. and then we've got another single wire. I'm guessing that goes to your brake reversing light, so the car knows when you're reversing, but I could be completely and utterly wrong with that. Let's just take the lens cover off, and there we go. One thing that strikes you immediately is that these are both fairly hefty and very, very good build quality. Obviously with the reversing camera, you can twist that so you can get the perfect viewing angle for your particular car, and that will differ depending on sort of how this is mounted and how much of a slope you have on your rear window. But they both feel really heavy and chunky and well built. There is an SD card socket here, and you can see a microphone here on the main camera. So I will be putting an SD card into that. It's going to be a micro SD. Now, they haven't supplied me with an SD card, so you need to add that to your shopping list. And I assume it will just overwrite itself every time it gets full. Apart from the information that you store by pressing the lock or keep button. So let's go and get this mounted up in the car. I'm going to do a really temporary job of that because, you know, this is not going to be a permanent fixture in my car. This is in for review. I do a lot of the dash cam reviews. So I'm going to do a fairly temporary fix of it in the car, and then we'll go out and get the sample footage, and I'll put a voiceover over the sample footage when I come to edit it later, because obviously at the time I'm driving around, I'm going to be looking at the road and not at this. Now, they have sent me this unit for review. It's on a Kickstarter at the moment, and I'll put a link to that Kickstarter in the video description. I think it works out around about 200 quid at the moment. So click that link and have a look. They have sent me this for review. I don't have to say anything nice about it. This is my complete, open and honest opinion, and I can assure you nothing more than that. So here we are with the forward-facing camera. This is in wide-angle lens mode. I'm just going to look at this van as it approaches. You can't see a great amount of detail. We've gone on to the other lens mode now, and you can see lots more detail, much closer picture, and you can make out those registration plates at least a lot better on that close-up lens than with the wide angle. So we're back on the wide angle again now. Really good picture quality generally, I would say, but when you get onto the telephoto, look at this, just how much more detail we get on this pickup truck ahead. Look at that. I mean, that is absolute clarity. You can see everything really, really well. I mean, that's a fantastic quality picture, in fairness. And if we just cut between the two lenses, I think that really does stand out. Now we're just going to go from wide angle to telephoto again here, just so you can see the difference in everything. The quality of picture is so much better on that telephoto. But look at this. This is the wide angle lens. I'm just trying to read the registration number on those cars there. And now look at it on the telephoto. You know, you've got a much better chance of being able to pick up that vital information with that second camera. But of course, without the wide angle, you'd sometimes miss some of the other detail that's going on, maybe outshot of this one. So it does seem like a really sensible design, and one that I don't think I've seen before. Pretty impressive stuff. Now just some sample footage from the cameras at night. I'm also just going to leave a bit of the background audio here for you. Just so you can hear how well the device picks it up. I am in an electric car, so there's not a great deal of noise, but you can see the microphone is fairly sensitive and does a good job of picking up noise from within the car. Now, funnily enough, I actually think the image from the wide angle lens is better at night than on the telephoto. Here's an example of it here. You can see a bit more digital noise from the telephoto lens, and the wide angle lens actually retains quite a lot of its clarity, and you get a much cleaner picture. Let's just look at this car here. Obviously at night you get some dazzling from light sources. That's often helped by a polarizing filter. But you can see the telephoto lens on this one, although it comes in much closer, we can't really make out the registration plate. And you've probably got a better chance of reading that registration plate on the wide angle lens. Although, you know, there is still a bit of glare that a polarizing filter might help to counteract. Overall though, a more than acceptable nighttime performance and a really quite fantastic daytime performance from this forward-facing camera. Now we've got the rear facing footage, bit oversaturated with colour, but very bright, very bold, perfectly clear. No issues with this whatsoever, really. We're not looking to make a movie with this footage. It's there to give you evidence if someone drives into the back of you. And I think you'll probably agree that this is more than adequate for the job at hand. So thumbs up on the rear facing camera as well. So I've just logged into the app. I'm sharing the screen with you now. If we go into camera files, you'll see it's got everything that's stored in the camera, so all my previous trips and everything. So that's quite nice and handy. They look easy enough to access. My internet connection's pants here, so I'm using the Wi-Fi from in the house and I'm outside of it, but there you go, that's quick enough and clear enough, I think. And then you've also got the live picture that's coming from the camera right now, and if you want you can also take a snapshot from it, and that saves as a photo, so that's great. You can also get into the camera settings, go through everything there. I must say that from the dashcam apps that I've used in the past, this is one of the more intuitive and one of the most simple. It's just really straightforward and there's not a lot of fluff involved, and I think it benefits because of it. So yeah, it's a big thumbs up on the app. Now it's time to test those AI functions. Very difficult to film this, and my camera just seemed destined to focus on anything but the screen, but you get the idea here.
Front car starting.
So that's the AI warning to tell me that the car in front's pulled away at the traffic lights. That could be useful if you're otherwise distracted. So safe in the knowledge that I'd trigger something in this car park, I've come around the corner here.
Watch out for pedestrians.
And there we go. Could be very useful, could possibly save a life. Now, I just had the settings for AI functions, the driver assist functions, set to medium sensitivity. If you turn it down to low, it goes off far less often. If you turn it up to high, surprisingly enough, it goes off more often. You can also adjust the volume of alerts and all that kind of stuff, so you don't have to have it as a distraction, and you can turn any of those features on and off. It's really quite impressive. So there we go, folks. What did you think of the Dashcam? If you liked it and you want to find out a bit more, click that link in the video description and it will take you to the Kickstarter where you can read up on it a bit more and indeed order one if you'd like to. Hope you've enjoyed the video. My honest opinion, as always in this one, please give the video a thumbs up, please subscribe to the channel, and please consider becoming a channel member. Thanks ever so much for watching, folks. I'll see you on the next one. Huge thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. I really do appreciate it.